Welcome to On the Tigers News. I'm Alexis Richer. Thanks again for joining us today for the news we've been watching for you. The nation's top intelligence officials are making their most detailed and persuasive case yet to President-elect Donald Trump that Russia interfered in this year's U.S. political process. The officials from the CIA, FBI, and National Intelligence are preparing to point to multiple motives for Moscow's alleged meddling as they briefed Trump on their classified report Friday in New York. President Barack Obama received a briefing on Thursday. Since winning the election, Trump has repeatedly questioned intelligence officials' assessments that Russia was behind the hacking of the Democratic National Committee. Trump remained dubious about the assertion even on the eve of the intelligence briefing, asking how officials could be so sure about the hacking if they had not examined DNC servers. Early Friday, Trump tweeted that Mexico will reimburse American taxpayers for a new border wall and that U.S. money spent will be for the sake of speed. His tweet came as top aides consider a plan to ask Congress to ensure money is available in the U.S. coffers for the wall, but to rely on existing law that already authorizes fencing and other technology along the southern border. Building a wall on the country's southern border was a popular issue for Trump early on in his campaign. 4 black people were charged with hate crimes Thursday in connection with a video broadcast live on Facebook that showed a mentally disabled man being beaten and taunted, threatened with a knife, and forced to drink from a toilet. The assault went on for up to 2 days until Chicago police found the victim in distress, walking along a street, authorities said. The suspects, who are in custody, can be heard on the video using profanities against white people and President-elect Donald Trump. A police spokesman said authorities initially believed the man was singled out because he has special needs, not because he was white. It was acknowledged that the suspect made terrible racist statements. U.S. employers added 156,000 jobs in December, capping a year of slower but solid hiring. The report is the last major snapshot of the economy President-elect Donald Trump will inherit from President Barack Obama. The Labor Department says the unemployment rate ticked up to 4.7% from a 9-year low of 4.6%. Hourly pay jumped 2.9% from a year earlier, the biggest increase in more than 7 years. A positive sign that the low unemployment rate is forcing some businesses to offer higher wages to attract and keep workers. Sluggish growth in Americans' paychecks has been a long-standing weak spot in the 7-year economic recovery. With a winter storm bearing down in the South, where many were stocking up on eggs, bread, milk, and other staples ahead of the storm's expected arrival late Friday, amid threats of snow, sleet, and freezing rain across the Southeast. Several inches of snow has already fallen in Alabama. In Orchard Park, a Buffalo suburb, students were forced to stay at school an extra 8 hours because of severe lake-effect snow coming off of Lake Erie. West Seneca School District students and staff were stranded until almost 11 p.m. after more than 2 feet of snow pounded the area. We've been spared the lake-effect storm this time. What's in store for the weekend? Here's Mr. Charbonneau with the forecast. Playoff football begins tomorrow night, followed by the NCAA National Championship game on Monday. Here's Josh with the sports.
Some parts of the district woke up to quite a few inches of light, fluffy lake-effect snow last night. In New Haven, there were reports of as much as 7 inches of snow. Now, this is the result of a very slight shift in the winds of loft last night that moved that lake-effect band just a little south for a brief time. Now, it's that same lake-effect band that's been responsible for nearly 4 feet of snow over the last 2 days in parts of Jefferson County, close to Watertown. Now, that band quickly retreated back north earlier this morning and again is pelting much of the area just north of Mexico. There are some indications that the band will weaken slightly and in doing so may well shift a little south, potentially impacting our area later this afternoon, but probably more overnight tonight. We could see an inch or 2 or maybe even 3. For us, the story is cold. We won't get out of the teens today, and we'll drop into the single digits overnight. Saturday will be another cold day. although we'll get some relief from the wind. Again, we see some snow showers during the day, which could drop as much as 3, 4, or 5 inches of snow. Saturday night looks like a real good chance for measurable snow. 5 or 6 inches overnight are possible. Sunday, we get really cold. Highs in the only highs in the upper teens. Looking ahead, we settle down early next week as temperatures moderate and become more normal. That's the forecast. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm Michael.
Playoff football begins tomorrow night, followed by the NCAA National Championship game on Monday. Here's Josh with the sports.
The NFL playoffs will kick off on Sunday when the Raiders travel to take on the Texans. The Saturday nightcap will have the Lions traveling to the Seahawks. Sunday's early game is the Dolphins at the Steelers, and maybe the most intriguing game of the weekend, the Giants at the Packers. The Cowboys, Falcons, Patriots, and Chiefs all have their first-round byes and will sit out to wait to take on the winners next weekend. In college football, a national championship will be crowned on Monday in a rematch from last year's game. Defending champion Alabama will look to take down Clemson once again. Alabama's daunting defense against the high-powered offense from Clemson will certainly be the determining factor on who comes out on top. The game is scheduled for 8:30 on ESPN. The Syracuse Orange will look to build off last Wednesday's impressive win against Miami when it tips off against Pittsburgh. The Orange come in at 9-6 overall and 1-1 in the ACC, while the Panthers, ranked 22nd, are 12-3 and were impressive in their last game time, outbeating Virginia. Pitt handled SU last year 72-61. Game time is at noon and is available on ESPN. Longtime ESPN fixture Chris Berman is giving up his regular on-air NFL and baseball roles for a new job at the network. Berman, who joined ESPN 1 month after it launched in 1979, will make occasional appearances on air and will also serve as a spokesman for the networks at some of its events. He will continue to host ESPN's NFL Primetime Highlights show from the field after the Super Bowl this year, as well as after the conference championship games, before stepping aside from his usual duties. Mexico Swimming and Diving lapped Velasquez last night 102-60. The team heads to Newark on Saturday for an invitational meet. Mexico's boys hoops takes on state-ranked Bishop London tonight. The Gallic Knights are on top of the league standing and feature a couple of players regarded as the best in the area. Mexico comes in at 4-4 after losing to Syracuse Academy of Science last Tuesday. Tip time is scheduled for around 7:15. The Lady Tigers are scheduled to travel to Indian River, although the lake effect storm north makes this trip unlikely. Check the district's website for any changes. That's it for sports. Have a great weekend. I'm Josh.
Next week begins Spirit Week, and of course, next Friday, the Winter Pep Rally. Any students interested in participating in any of the games should sign up outside Miss Laverne's room. Seniors who have not ordered their cap and gown set for graduation need to pick up a card from the main office and order online at nygrad.com. Students looking to show their support for childhood cancer research can purchase a Heart of Gold. During all 3 lunches next week, they will be available for a suggested donation of $2. The signed heart will be displayed in the main foyer. For the staff of On the Tigers News, we'll see you next Wednesday. I'm Alexis.